Imagine your future mother-in-law casually announcing she's selling her home and crashing your newlywed life for just a few months. But when I said no, the real fireworks began. Stick around to see how one firm boundary turned the tables and left her reeling. If you've ever felt that burning frustration of someone overstepping your space, especially family, you're in for a treat. This Reddit story is all about reclaiming your home and your peace. Hit that like button if you're Team Boundaries. Subscribe for more satisfying justice tales, and let's dive in. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Payoff, picture this. It's a crisp autumn evening, the kind where the leaves crunch underfoot and the air smells like impending change. I'm Sarah, 28, sitting in our cozy two-bedroom house that my fiancé Alex and I scraped together to buy last year. The walls are freshly painted in soft grays. The kitchen counters still have that new home gleam, and we've been pouring our weekends into little fixes, a leaky faucet here, a wonky shelf there. It's not a mansion, just our sanctuary where I curl up in the guest room turned office, typing away on work calls 3 days a week, the hum of my laptop the only sound. Breaking the quiet Alex 30 is my rock kind steady with that easy laugh that makes everything feel right. We've been planning our October wedding with excitement, dreaming of lazy mornings as just us building our life without interruptions. But then there's his mom, Linda, 58. She's not a monster, not some over-the-top villain from a soap opera. No, she's more subtle, the type who smiles sweetly while rearranging your spice rack because, honey, this way is so much more efficient. She's got this air of quiet entitlement, like her opinions are gospel wrapped in hopefulness. That's really just control. She's been a widow for years, managing fine in her condo. But lately her suggestions have edged into demands at all. Started last week over what was supposed to be a casual dinner at our place. The table was set with her signature floral plates, the scent of roasted chicken filling the air, making my stomach rumble. We were chatting about wedding details when she leaned back sipping her wine and dropped it like it was no big deal. Oh, by the way, after the wedding, I'm thinking of selling the condo and staying with you two for a few months, just until I sort out my next spot. My fork paused midair. The chicken suddenly tasting like cardboard. Internal thoughts raced. A few months in our tiny house, with my office doubling as her bedroom. Her eyes sparkled with that assumptive confidence, like she'd already packed her bags. It'll save me some money, she added, waving her hand dismissively. And it would be so nice for you to have help around the house. After all, I'm family now. It just makes sense. I felt my cheeks flush, a tight knot forming in my chest like invisible strings. Pulling taut, Alex shifted uncomfortably beside me, his knee brushing mine under the table, a silent plea to keep the peace. But inside I was seething. Help? More like hovering in family doesn't mean free reign over our space. We left that night with awkward hugs, the car ride home thick with unspoken tension. Alex squeezed my hand. She's just talking, babe. It'll blow over. For a brief moment, I clung to that false hope, like maybe she'd rethink it, realize how intrusive it was. We even laughed about it later, curled up on the couch, with mugs of tea steaming in our hands, the TV murmuring in the background. Can you imagine her reorganizing our entire kitchen? I joked, and Alex chuckled, pulling me closer. It felt like we were on the same page, that united front, giving me a glimmer of relief. But oh, how quickly that shattered. The next day, my phone buzzed with texts from mutual friends. Heard Linda's moving in after the honeymoon. How exciting. My heart sank, a cold wave washing over me as I stared at the screen, fingers trembling. She was already telling people, making it sound like a done deal. That evening, when I confronted her over the phone, politely mind you, my voice steady despite the pounding in my ears, she brushed it off. Oh, Sarah, don't be dramatic. It's just temporary. You'll thank me when I'm there folding your laundry the right way. Frustration boiled up my grip, tightening on the phone until my knuckles whitened. Temporary? Her temporary means forever unless you drag her out kicking and screaming. She'd done this before, stayed with Alex's sister for a week that turned into 3 months of passive-aggressive comments, and now she was painting me as the villain to Alex. Your fiancé is already trying to keep you from me, she whispered to him later, her voice laced with that faux hurt tears welling up strategically. Alex came home that night, shoulders slumped, running a hand through his hair. Mom's upset, he admitted, sitting on the edge of the bed, the mattress dipping under his weight. She says you're ungrateful for family. I get why you're worried. Our house is small. And yeah, she'd drive us nuts, but I don't want to start a war. I paced the room, the wooden floors creaking under my feet, feeling that powerless ache in my gut. How dare she manipulate him like this, turning our fresh start into her safety net? It was the hypocrisy that stung most, preaching family while ignoring our needs as a couple, tense music building suspense here. The escalation hit peak when she showed up unannounced the next day, boxes in hand, just to measure the guest room. Her perfume invaded the air, cloying and overpowering as she bustled in like she owned the place. See, it'll be perfect, she beamed, ignoring my stiff smile. That was my breaking point, alone in the bathroom. Afterwards, staring at my reflection in the mirror, eyes, red-rimmed fists clenched, I whispered to myself, enough. This is our home, our marriage. I won't let her steamroll us. Doubt crept in. What if Alex sides with her? What if I come off as the cold one? But determination went out, a fierce spark igniting in my chest. The plan formed over coffee the next morning, the bitter brew mirroring my resolve. I sat Alex down, our hands intertwined on the table, steam rising between us. We need to handle this together, I said, my voice firm but soft. If we don't set boundaries now, it'll never stop. He nodded slowly, his thumb tracing circles on my skin, a sign he was with me. We rehearsed the conversation, pacing the living room, hearts racing. Execution came that evening via a group call, the screen glowing harshly in the dim room. Linda, I started, my pulse thundering in my ears. We love you, but we're starting our marriage as just the two of us. You can't move in, not even for a few months. We need our space. Silence stretched thick. An electric Alex chimed in. Mom, she's right. We'll help you find a place, but our home isn't an option. Her face on the screen twisted, first disbelief, brows furrowing like I'd slapped her, then anger flashing in her eyes, lips pursing tight. After everything I've done for this family, she sputtered, voice rising, hands gesturing wildly. You're choosing her over your own mother? Ungrateful. But as she ranted, something shifted inside me, relief flooding in, warm and empowering. Like shedding a heavy coat. No more tiptoeing. Alex held firm beside me, his support a quiet triumph. She hung up in a huff, but the boundary was set. Our home remained ours. In that moment, the power dynamic flipped. Her manipulation crumbled against our united front, leaving her humiliated in her own assumptions. Looking back, this wasn't about petty revenge. It was about reclaiming control in a world where family can sometimes blur lines into entitlement. Karma has a way of rewarding those who stand up for their peace, reminding us that true justice starts with saying no. You, if that boundary win gave you those satisfying chills, smash that like button and drop in the comments. What's the boldest no you've ever said to family? Share your stories below. I read them all. And don't forget to subscribe for more Reddit revenge and karma tales that hit right in the feels. See you next time.